you know, in quotes, in social media, you are the, for lack of a better word, village clown. Why are you going for the princess?
It doesn't,
On social,
because
of
let
course,
me
on
tell you
social media.
something.
Why?
Let me tell
Like
you
you see,
something.
somebody.
First
Wait.
things
Somebody
first,
comes out and says, "These are my requirements to date," or
my
"This
guy,
is my," and then you don't have all those things, and you are going
my
after
guy.
the person. What are you
Because
expecting?
Wait,
right,
do
right.
you know the women were like, you should follow a man with vision, not a man with television? I will follow the man with television. Do you know why?
Ah,
I want to be entertained. Yeah, like,
Okay.
oh, I really like you, blah, 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 whatever. And I was like, obviously, I was really amused because I'm like, that's not going to happen, but let's just go on. Let me listen.
why not?
Ayo,
He
Anyway,
send
ayo,
you a
ayo,
vision of
ayo,
the academy.
ayo. Remember your pop the balloon analogy. There's when someone walks in and then the balloon is popped. There's when someone walks in, the balloon is popped and they start laughing. Ha, ha,
but
I
wait,
don't know
that's
why
not.
you're always outside touching grass. Go inside. This is cold. Nonsense. Somebody said I would look
Okay.
very cute in an afro, so I'm working on it.
Someone said you look cute in an afro.
Yeah.
Okay.
does cute equal homeless?
This is not cute. This is building the afro. I
I
haven't shaved it
think
or anything. Stop
I
judging.
think
Stop
to
judging.
I
No,
think to
I was
complete the
asking.
look, I think to complete the look, you should get some Yeezy wear. You know the torn ones with the weird
No,
shoes with holes.
no,
I think that will make
no,
it.
no,
That will bring it all
no. I'm
together
too
really nicely.
self-conscious. I'm way too self-conscious. I'm way too self. I can't do it. I remember that one time I wore skinny jeans to actual university in
You
my
wore
own
skinny
classroom
jeans. I can't even see
once,
that.
and I regretted it. And I honestly, the minute I left my house, I just couldn't go back.
Why did you
There are certain
regret
things I
it?
can't
I
do.
mean, I can guess why, but what were your reasons?
Because it is not me. I thought, that's the thing. People, when I think I remember there was an episode where we were talking about like how I mentioned how the most attractive thing for me is when somebody is like looks comfortable in what they are wearing, like looks
Mm-hmm.
confident and comfortable with what they're wearing. If I don't like what I wear, that whole day I am all up in my head. I'm pulling, I'm looking, I'm like I hate
So when you
the
wore the
biggest
skinny
thing is
jeans, were you getting all those men on the streets going, "Neta"?
no, it's not about the men, it's about myself. I wasn't worried about no man. I'm worried about myself. What is wrong with you? Oh,
I
by the way,
am
I saw a
just.
video of a woman that was complaining about how she hasn't been cat called. And then I walked down this, and it's like I understand the whole feminism thing. Like I understand it, and I truly happy, and I stand with it. But sometimes, you just need a confident boost. Like imagine walking through like a bunch of construction workers, and you don't hear nothing.
That's
Nobody
okay.
calling you. Nobody,
That you
nobody
have.
whistling.
You just have to
Instead,
believe in
you sit
yourself.
in the
That's
comment
all
section.
right.
You're like
No, no,
you
but
have to
but
go
it's
to
funny. I know
the.
this is way off what we're supposed to talk about, but like I had this friend who was like basically her gist was she didn't feel confident in herself, and she's like she wishes like she got catcalled and all those things. And I'm like, the people who get this thing a lot, they hate it too. Like everybody has their
You see,
struggle.
the women in the comment section, like, okay, there's a new destination. They're like, the falafel shop, you people where, like, all of these Muslim shops where they sell like sandwiches. Like, yeah,
Oh
that's where
yeah.
you need to go. Apparently, like, there
Traumas.
are people hanging around that area that will still, like, push the bar, call you out. It is so funny. Like, they're like, and like,
That
That's
the
so
comment section,
funny and weird.
that sounds sad. Like
it's
you
not
are.
really,
No,
I
no,
can
it's
understand where
sad.
they're
Like,
coming from.
no, see, I understand that, like, it's nice to get those boosters, but if you now have to be going online to find the places where you can get those boosters,
No, no,
it's
no,
sad.
no. You
Like, it's
cannot
just
find.
sad.
It's a thing of like that thing where like a day where you like, let's say you just need something different from what you have.
I get
Like
you. It's the same way we
yeah.
go online and you see, so maybe they say, oh, this place has the best reviews, and you're like, I will go there. Now, this was like, for your
This
best
has the
emotional
best
boosters,
cat collars.
go there.
Exactly,
You imagine you now
exactly.
go there and you don't get it.
Do you know what's
Ah,
funny to me though? Is I don't like. I feel like catcalling for me was neither here nor there. What was always scary was them approaching you, like walking towards you. while they're
Okay.
catcalling you. Like the catcalling behind the fence or whatever, it can make you still feel self conscious. But I can just zero
But
my
I
mind and be like,
think
that's
you
I
also have
don't
to
need,
fit
I
into a
don't care.
particular category, though. No offense, I'm not trying to cut you off, but I feel like you have to
Yeah.
fit into a particular category. If you are society, if you are like conventionally attractive by society standard, right?
Mm.
Catcalling is not going to do shit for you. Let us be realistic. Like you have people who are not who are willingly telling you that you're attractive, like on a
Oh yeah,
regular
like we
basis.
don't need to be catcalled to feel the confidence. I get what you
Exactly.
mean. Yeah, yeah.
However, if you are not in that particular category or that particular group, or you don't have
You
a
miss
supportive boyfriend,
catcalling.
my nigga, you need that shit. Okay, you all need it. Like the thing is, that's why you guys should be seeing men get like little compliments, and you see them go crazy. It's important. Okay, like
Oh.
men don't get compliments like that. That's why I will be watching these shows. You know the one with the balloons, right?
Mm-hmm.
The ones it's on
Pop the
Netflix
balloon.
now, and I never watched it. I just think it's a little bit too wretched for me. You know, there's Love Island, there's my wretched level, and then there's like below that, and like I don't think I can do it. But anyways, off topic, back on topic.
Okay.
So the trick
Are
here
we
is that
really on topic? But it's
when
fine.
no, we are
Let's
not, but
finish
we are
this.
still some form of
Continue.
topicing. Anyways, so when you get to the thing, right, and you see this, and you see people popping balloons, no matter your level of confidence, right? If everybody pop their balloons, and I don't care who you are, you will for that you will feel something. If you
I
walk
get
into
it.
a room
Okay,
and you see
I
people
get what you
popping
mean.
balloons,
I get what you
that-
mean.
you will leave that place. You will leave that place a little bit less confident than
I
you
I
came.
don't
think,
know.
I think,
Yeah, fair,
no,
fair.
no, no. If you like, you walk in, no, and all of them just go pa 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 pa. You'll
And
be
they
like,
laugh. And they laugh on top of
like
that. We are fighting. We are fighting.
No,
I'm
but at
insulting
least
everybody.
in the show, you get to hear why they popped their balloons, right? So
It
yeah.
when you
doesn't
start to
matter.
hear the
Like not
reason,
even one
you
person.
might feel a bit better because
You
some of
might
them might
feel,
be
yeah,
like, "Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah,
just feel
yeah.
like she looks too expensive," because I've heard all kinds of ridiculous
Yeah.
reasons. Like, so you're like, okay, well, in that
But
case,
this is
it's
Yeah,
from a
true,
fine.
guy's
true, true.
perspective. Like from a chick perspective, if you look like chick, honestly, either sex is not like the thing is you didn't even hear me talk. You just like I just walked in. That means there was, and it's not even one of you, it's all of you.
No, but wait, do you know what's worse though? Is that you walk in, people, maybe a couple of people pop their balloons, and the moment you just open your mouth to say hello, everyone pops
You
their
see,
balloon.
you see
That's
the
No,
one
no,
with
worse.
that
no.
lady, ne?
There
You
was
see the one
one.
with that
There
lady,
was
ne?
one.
No, you've
There
seen the
was
one with
one
that
I
lady.
saw. She
And
she
then see,
had a very deep voice. Like her
Oh
voice
yeah.
was
it's the one
deep.
with the lady.
So
Let's go on over there, see why they ended up popping. Okay. All right. Your name and age, and why did you end up popping your balloon?
Chris, 28, and I ain't gonna lie, your voice deeper than mine, so I can't even do it.
I was expecting that. I'm not even gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah. Y'all can
Get
handle
that?
it. It's
You get
okay.
that?
No, but you have to understand. You have to understand, right? That one I can still deal with. It is my
yeah,
voice.
yeah, yeah.
They still find me physically attractive. That one where you just repulse everybody as you walk past the door. I didn't even get to talk.
No,
That
but
means they look
the
at me.
probability
I don't
that
see,
would
they look
happen
at me up and down.
to like,
Ah,
okay, maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong because I wanted to say like I think that like guys
dude,
tend
I have
to
seen the one
guys
where
will
two
chill a
guys.
bit.
This one is not even popping balloons. Two guys walked into the studio, and all of the women stood up and left. And the guys now having to talk about this. Okay, I will still be a millionaire later in the future.
I had a radical heart shift from that moment. I got in my word, under my word. I just completely changed as a person. And I realized that God loves me, that God has a purpose and plan for my life, that God chose me, that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. So he would call me out my name. It wouldn't bother me because I allowed God's voice to be louder than his. And when I was going through transition of him not coming home on the weekends, not being there, telling me I hate you, I'll never love you, I wish I never married you.
Right.
I knew that life and death is in the power of the tongue through the word of God. So I would say, you will love me one day. We will have a good marriage one day. And although he would go out for weekends, I would literally help him get ready to go meet a side chick by ironing his clothes and getting him ready for the night. And these are all things I was graced to do. I would not encourage anybody to do that unless you are graced by God to do this. But once I knew who I was, I realized
This can be our
Yeah, but
introduction to our
no,
topic because I feel like there are some things that even if we're not saying like if it's true, if possible it's true, why are you telling us? Why
You know
are
what?
you
Let's start.
telling us?
Let's dive into our topic. Is everybody well for the week? How is everybody? Are we well? We're not going
We're
anywhere.
fine. We're fine.
My
We're
body
fine.
is sore, but I'm okay. Yeah, let's move on.
Like and subscribe. We're about to get it because this is actually quite interesting. I actually have a comment about this, and I know that this guy was Nigerian. So this guy made a TikTok video. It's like back in the days, before people could get secret out of people, they had to plan. Like they had to get the old news reporter. They have to police have to do investigation, provided with evidence. Now people will get on podcast and they
And
will,
share their
some guy,
secrets.
and this whole thing started out because some guy was talking about how it was, I don't know if he was dating or he was trying to get it a 17-year-old. And the guy was like, this is not even the topic of the conversation. And you willingly
What
confess
the?
it. Like, and that
Why?
is what
Oh my god.
it's like.
Or I
The
don't
thing
know.
is,
There was
it's
this one that was trending where like I think it starts with him being 40 and she's 30, and then they start going down, 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 down until she gets to 15 and she's 20 something. And like, why are you telling us why?
and it's
Like
always
so
this
they
thing.
were they started dating since she was 15 and he was 25 or something, or 26.
What?
And I think,
What?
and I
Why
think
is
this,
it? Oh my god. So many
and
questions.
this
Go
is
on,
the thing,
Mario.
and this is what our topic is today. Has technology done more harm than good for society? And I will tell you this now. For the level of, for social media alone, we can even cancel out everything that the internet, all of the good that the internet has done. Just for social media alone. The amount of nonsense that I see online. You know, I'm going to get. I actually have a gripe with people, right? This whole, and I get it, right? Like not everybody wants to objectify and everything. Why are you cooking? And the first thing you show me, like left side of your breast, is the thing, that, and they call it side boob. Like that's the first image you show. It's like, and I get
In
it,
a
right? Like
cooking
is
video,
in a cooking video, like
what are they cooking?
That's the is a holistic meal.
That's so
It's
interesting. Oh my
holistic.
god. What?
It has
That's
numbers. It has letters.
no,
No, not true.
like I think this past week, what I just got tired of was seeing all these podcasts where I don't know, but all these men were being interviewed. Their wives were sitting next to them laughing, and the men were like, when I met her, I didn't like her. I hated her guts. She was horrible. She looked
I do
ugly.
think they said I hated
And the
her
wife,
guts.
no,
I do
I'm not
think
even
they
joking.
said
And
that.
the wives are there, like this one woman. I don't know if I sent you guys the link, but this one woman was literally like, I used to iron his clothes to go meet his side check, and I would
Yeah.
pray.
I saw that
Ah,
one.
I was like, what is
This one,
No,
happening?
but
No, for real.
wait. Can I say
yeah.
something? Can I say something? Sometimes, not in all cases, but sometimes when I watch things like that, I'm like, this because this is the thing. Like, shock value attracts now. So the crazier the story, the more
Yeah,
engagement you get. So part
yeah.
of me feels like, are they
It's
like
not true.
embellishing? Are they
No,
like it's not
no,
true?
I
So
believe
some of
those
it could be true,
stories. Do you know why I
but
I
believe those
think it's
stories? Some of
true.
those women are married to pastors, so I believe those
No,
stories.
wait.
actually,
So
forget about
wait,
the
is it
pastor
that?
part.
You
I
see
think
that's
it's
like an
true.
oxymoron. So pastors don't lie, but they marry people they hate.
No, Biola,
You'll be
let me tell you where
surprised.
this is coming from. Let me tell you where this is coming from. This is where this is coming from. It's that thing where they said hell is the road to hell is laced with good intentions. If I'm
Intentions,
saying that correctly.
yeah.
What they are trying to do is to say that our love was not physical. Our love was beyond
It
spiritual.
was
But
spiritual. It was
it,
God
it
given,
was
so we had to
it was
believe in
God
it.
given. It was all of you people where the only thing that you people see these days is Nyash. Me, when I saw her, I saw her soul.
She was
She
ugly.
exposed her soul to me. She was ugly.
She looks like that thing in the Lord of the Rings.
That
My
Okay, nobody
doesn't
said that.
precious.
like
Nobody
that.
said that one. Why?
I
Why?
okay. So I
Why
do
is
get
my
your
precious
point.
getting shit on
That's
now?
that's a lot. That's a lot. Demi, take it easy. Take it easy.
What's the
Nobody.
name of
Don't yab
what's
them
his
more than
name?
they
Is it
said.
Gollum?
Smuggle.
No,
Gollum. Yeah, it's
yeah,
Gollum.
Gollum, yeah,
Yeah,
Gollum. Yeah,
Gollum.
right.
Yeah, she
Precious.
looks like Gollum. I didn't like her.
So this is my thing, right? I think that I get it, but it's like the whole red pill thing that it's now self-correcting and now overdoes it, and it's just an extreme. You can say that there were difficulties when you guys got married and you overcame them. But to say that you got married to someone you
See,
had a side, it's like
Biola,
how
Biola,
how
Biola,
is
I
it's very
think
how
you're
is
simple.
that
missing the
helping?
goal of these
It's very
people.
simple. It's very simple. The goal is to, it's very simple, right? The trick is we are trying to show that we are both, all of you, materialistic people. That is the goal.
Yeah, like
It's a very simple goal. They are trying to reach an higher level of plane than our existence. But
mm,
scientists have shown if you fall in love at first sight, like you know that thing where you see somebody and you start imagining your life together, physical attraction. There is
mm,
no loss. You don't know her, my guy. It's not like you saw her and you saw a life picture. That's a lie. What you saw was, damn, she's fine, and he's fine, and that's fine. It's
Of
okay.
course, sure.
Like everybody, all of these people that are lying, when I saw her, she was uglier than stone. It's a lie. You found something attractive in her, and even if you did it, that tells more about you than it does about her. Because that means
but
that
And
the
do you,
person
and
has anything
okay,
that
for
works.
me again,
You don't
this
have
is the thing
standards.
again. If you love someone, like you care about them, right?
Yeah.
Because they also go to the extreme. It's one thing to say, like I said, maybe there were things I didn't like about this person and you don't really talk. But to say that I found out ugly. Like, why would you do that to someone that
guys,
you care about now?
do you know which one is a good
Why?
example? Do you know what's a good example? And this is from the Nigerian community. I stopped following this guy ages ago because I did not believe in his nonsense. I never followed him actually, but my friend used to share his post. Solomon Bucci or whatever he's called. Remember when that guy got
I knew
engaged?
I
They were
knew
gonna get
I
married.
knew
He
I
posted
knew I
something
knew
about
that's
his
where you were
wife
going to.
where he was like, you're not the most beautiful or the most intelligent. That chick has a degree in actuarial science. Solomon Bucci cannot even figure out if he wants to wear a hat or not. That man doesn't know.
It still doesn't
Literally,
change that she's not the most intelligent. Though. It was just speaking facts.
no. But you know what? Yeah, recently I saw that there was a lot of drama. To be honest, considering she married him, I'm like, girl. I saw a lot of posts about him on TikTok. So I
No,
was like, what has happened?
he's
No,
been. I
wait.
think there's a yeah.
He's now done a video where he's like, when a woman has a child, she should be able to stay at home with the child for 8 years. And everyone is
Why
like,
eight? Why eight? Like, does the
to be
child
part of
become
the
independent
formative
after
years
eight?
of the child, because obviously this is not the dad's job.
No, I
She
get
took
that,
him to
but
the
like,
UK.
so
She was the
what
one who
about
sponsored him to the UK to go and live in the
their
UK.
teenage years? Don't they
I don't
form
know.
anything at their teenagers?
I
No,
don't
no.
know
So
what's
what
So,
happened?
happening.
Demi, sorry that
Baby's
I came
complete
across
after
like I was
eight.
trying to interrupt you. I think he has a goal now, right? I think he
Mm.
wants to be infamous. Like he wants to build numbers. He wants to
Okay.
stand out. That there's
The
clearly a
way
deliberate because he's saying things that he knows will cause people to either say yes or no. Like
I don't know if the
there's no middle
goal.
ground.
I don't
so
know if
so
the
do
goal
There's a
is to be
deliberate effort.
infamous. Sorry, are you
so
want to
do you
say
think that
something?
things like this at home? Because it's one thing to say these things out loud.
That
And by
that
the way, ne,
I
No,
don't think
no, wait,
so.
you guys, nope, nope, nope. Before you say that, I saw a video of both of them now together, and that was I was like, maybe
Yeah.
he was right with that first post, where she was like, "Have I been submissive to you?" Or
Head of the home, I have to ask your permission to take it. It aligns with my career goals.
Okay. £100,000.
Yes,
Where is the job, in London or in Manchester?
it's in London. It's in the same place.
Okay. I'll think about it and I'll let you know if you should take that promotion. Yes. But for now, I think that you should resign from your job. Or just, yeah. You don't have to argue.
Okay, sir.
No problem. Thank you.
They were
are we
trolling.
all?
They're trolling people. They were trolling. I saw that.
You
They're
think
trolling
so?
people. That's
No, I
what
hope so.
they're trolling people.
But
They
you
were
know
trolling
what?
it's
people.
not
Yeah,
your fault. You don't have time for the nonsense of the internet, so you don't even know
I
how to spin through nonsense.
So that's why
It's been a while.
I feel like he's which is something again that is if you really look into the red pill, a lot of the guys who say the things they say, right? They in their real lives are not doing it. They're just speaking things to engage with people or get their attention or not. I think that's what he's doing. I think he's just pushing it way too
And
far.
you
I
know what,
think to
yeah?
get engagement, in my
Wait,
opinion, Sha.
tying that back to like whether or not something like social media has helped, it just reminds me of a story. You guys know this person, so I'm not going to say their name, but they studied at the university. I'm just going to give you clues. They studied at the university where I did my PhD, and they are now,
Okay.
I hear, a management consultant, and they go to your church. So put that two and two together. It's up to you.
We have to ask people that know because that
Tola
clue
will
did
know
not
the
help.
person. But this
I know,
person, when I
I know
first
the
met
person.
them, I think then people were still on Facebook, and I used to post on Facebook back in the day, and I would get quite a
Of
lot of
course, of course,
engagement, right? Like,
of
but I
course, of
post
course.
the most random things, like those Facebook quizzes where they're like, where were you born or something, and I'll be like in a hospital. Like, I never gave actual answers to things. So people used to laugh at that. They found that funny. So he noticed that and then he wrote to me and said, oh, I also want to start producing, like I want to start posting and engaging people because then it wasn't called content creation. It was just random, like you're posting on Facebook. It was like, I want to start engaging people better, da 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 da. And I was like, yeah, I guess just find something you like talking about and start posting about, and obviously people will engage with you. Do you know the first thing this guy posted? And that was when I knew this was a problem. He said, a married man will reach out to you, and you, a woman, a young woman, will go to him in a hotel to go and sleep with him. Are you dumb or are you like something weird like that? Where I was like, what is happening? Like, I
Exactly,
don't,
it's
but I
happening.
don't understand why this is where you're starting
That is
from.
his passion. That is his
But
passion. Was he
No,
married
no,
then?
no, no.
no, he wasn't married then.
Wait. You know what? You know what?
Oh,
Let
okay.
let's
Maybe he was experiencing betrayal. Maybe his young woman ended up.
There are
Okay,
plausible things for that, right? Maybe that's
I
what he was
think
exposed to in that immediate moment. Maybe it's his story. Maybe it's
No,
we
a
all know
person
it's
close to
heartbreak
him's
moment.
story.
no,
You
no,
never
no.
know. You
I think
never
it's
know.
back to the same Solomon Bucci thing that saying things against women actually gets you a lot of attention. You either get
Can I
women
Yeah,
say
who
it
are
does.
angry with you or you get men who are coming to
The men
support
will
you.
not come
So people
support you.
tend to go in that direction a lot. Like it's the same way there are women who say
No,
things
yeah,
against
yeah.
men and they have people who also rally around them. But I was like, I was so shook. I was like, okay, like why would you use your social media for this? Because it's stupid as hell.
I think people tend to underestimate actually what people think. Actually, like, and this is
Fair.
actually really funny. Like on a fundamental level, a lot of people have very traditional and very different views from what is publicly neutral. Can I say
Yeah.
like your average the average standard. And then when you start digging into people, when you actually start sitting and listening and actually talking with people, realize how different they are and how they might project an image. Not even project, you assume an image because you all have certain things in common. You all are educated, you all go to church, you all are, like you all have similar things in common. But in
Mm-hmm.
reality, some of the things
Let
that
me
you will think is normal, and you're like, Egbon.
I also think that like for a long time, if you say something that is not acceptable by general consensus, right? You are not open to having discussions about those things. People just label you. So when there's one person who is speaking the minds of people who are afraid to say those things, they're like, yes, 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 and they, it's like you are the mouthpiece for the
let
quiet
me tell you
majority
guys
sometimes.
let
So
me
that
tell you
happens
guys a
also.
story about what Ayo just said. That's when you dig into people, you realize that some of them are crazy as hell. And I'm still on this same person. This same person whose name I will not mention. I met this person at a camp. It was a camp for girls who were going into science, and we were all off the grid. So we got there, and our phones didn't have reception. So we were all, hanging out. And it was a lot of like mentors and like all these young black girls. We're educating them in STEM, in the union, not the union, the UN Sustainable Development Goals, that kind of stuff. So this person and I ended up just talking, and then I think I was doing my master's or doing my PhD. I can't remember, but I was in one of those two degrees, and we ended up talking, and they were telling me about how they're struggling with their supervisor and their scholarship has got problems and da 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 whatever. So anyway, I'm like, no, no, like just hope for the best. Apply wherever you can. You know me, like I'll offer you whatever I know, and I'm off. But this person got my number, and then they started to like text me and all that. And we would just chat. It was very chill at first. And then this person started to say things like, um, I have a dream. I want to start an academy where people can go and develop skills that will help Africans and da 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 da. And I was like, that's a
I
very
hate
nice
that.
dream. Wait,
I hate that.
the women were like, you should follow a man with vision, not a man with television. I will follow the man with television. Do you know why?
Ah,
I want to be entertained. I want
ah,
to be entertained. I am so sorry. I want to be entertained because the
ah.
men with vision, I will tell you, listen to the story. I have a vision. I want to build this academy,
Ayo.
blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, like build it, like go ahead. Because one thing you will not do with me is rope me into your vision. I don't have a vision to own an academy. I'm okay
Yeah,
You
of
where
know,
I
you,
am.
course.
you haven't checked your
No,
visions.
no, no, but wait, but wait, but
Find,
wait.
no, find the
Let me
spare
tell
vision
you, let me tell you
in the
the
back of your
background.
pocket.
The background that you did not get. Women
Is
are helpmates. He has a
okay,
vision and
yeah.
he's looking for a helpmate
It, to bring the
to
vision to life.
facilitate the move to life.
So
Oh,
he keeps talking about this academy, and then I was just like, again, I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but I'm still like, oh, you could do this, you could apply for a grant, you could. And then he says, one day he calls me and he's like, I was wondering, if you could write the business plan for the academy, because you see, my plan in the future is to give it to you.
ah.
I
Why?
Give
said,
it to you.
I don't. He's like, I don't even want to be tied to the whole thing. You can run it. You can be in
Ah,
charge. I was like, this person has clearly misread me because they think I am crazy about having some kind of authority,
this
right?
is not about
Over.
being crazy. Forget about that. This is just laziness. Forget about that.
So what I
You have,
did, I got to the office that day. Yes, it was during my PhD because I remember the office I walked into. I Googled business plan structure. I downloaded the template and I emailed it to him. I said, once you fill all of these in, you will have a business plan. And I went on with my day. So seeing that that did not work, this person started talking to me about, I really like you. You're just so
Because
brilliant. You're
I was about to
amazing.
ask, did it, were you
It got there, like,
sensing?
yeah, like,
Okay.
oh, I really like you, blah blah blah, whatever. And I was like, obviously I was really amused because I'm like, it's not gonna happen, but let's just go on, let me listen.
why not?
Ayo,
He
Anyway.
sent
ayo,
you a
ayo,
vision of
ayo,
the academy.
ayo. Remember your pop the balloon analogy. There's when someone walks in and then the balloon is popped. There's when someone walks in, the balloon is popped and they start laughing. Ha, ha,
But wait,
ha,
that's not. I'm trying to get
ha.
to Ayo State. So one day he calls me. I'm driving to the office or to the lab. Calls me on the phone, and so we're talking through my phone, my car speakers, right? And then he says, "Yeah, we could get married and da da da,
Ah,
blah blah blah." And I was like, yeah." And then it's like, "Yeah, and after we get married, you will have to go to Cameroon."
ah.
I said, to go and do what to go and do what there? And then he said, "Oh, to look after my grandmother." So he's like, someone needs to help her with her chores. So I don't understand. I will leave my life in Johannesburg. I'll leave my car. I'll leave my apartment, and then go to not even Nigeria,
What
where
a
at least
proposal.
I'll understand what people are saying.
What a proposal.
Cameroon.
How dare you reject? Nonsense.
I
Let
was
me
just
tell
like,
you
that's not.
something.
But just coming back to your point that sometimes, and this is someone who's highly
Can't you even
educated,
can't you even
sometimes
cover
when
the
you
lead?
dig into
Can't you
people,
cover the
the
lead?
things you will
Can't you cover
discover,
the
you'll
lead?
be like, ew, like,
Like
mm-mm.
imagine me trying to propose. Imagine somebody trying to propose marriage to me and they tell me I have to go take care of somebody. How
That's part of
attractive
the
is that
deal.
proposal? At least cover
No,
the
no,
lead.
but
Like I
wait,
will
but
marry you.
wait,
I will
but
put you in
wait,
a nice
wait.
house. Get married first and then
And
send you to
I'm
Cameroon.
asking this as a question, right?
Yeah.
I may have an answer, but it's this. Do we think that guys, let me not even say guys, people try this because it also works? Like, there are people who would be that it's definitely his fault
Okay,
for not being able to read you and knowing that you're not that type of person, right? But does that work on some people, which is why
let
some
me
people
explain.
still use it?
Let me explain. I think it does. I think it does, but only after a certain while. And I know that sounds very crazy, but I think from coming from the African background that we do, I think it only works after a certain while. So you have to be firstly at the age limit, and you have to have low self-esteem. So you have to be desperate enough and fit the category. But before that moment, before you reach that plateau where you've given up on your Prince Charming and you're now taking marriage engagements from people that want you to take care of that want you to
So
be
so
caretaker.
so it works.
You
So
have
there are
so it
people
will
out there
work.
that it will work out for.
It will work.
Uh,
It will work. But
yeah.
only after a particular
And I remember
after you say
I
particular
asked him, I was
scene.
like, while I'm in Cameroon, where will you be? He said, here in Johannesburg working. So you, the owner of the
Why
grandmother,
Alfie?
will
Why
be in
Alfie?
Johannesburg, while me, a stranger, will be in the grandmother's house, looking after the grandmother.
So
You know
basically,
what?
this
You
man is
know
not
what?
even looking for a wife.
I
He's looking for a
laughed
caretaker.
so hard.
It's fine.
He's not looking for,
It's
he's looking
fine.
for a caretaker.
You guys are
But
not.
it's fine.
You are not on the same book. In fact, you're not at this point. You're not even in the same library. It's okay. It's okay. It's
But
okay.
yeah, when you dig into people, you
So,
really discover
can I ask
interesting
you,
things.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
disturbing
can I ask a
sometimes.
question? If,
Yeah.
anyways, maybe it's so. I think this is also another flaw of technology. I think technology has made dating very difficult for people. For of both sex, actually. I think it has. Because first things
Okay.
first, now you know what is going on in Tom and Jerry's life. And even then, you don't even really know what is going on. You only know what Tom and Jerry allows you to know. So now you have a terrible
Okay.
idea
I agree on that
of
one. I agree
expectations
on
of
that one.
relationship. So one. Two, to make matters worse, it's not where you go and cut again and be like, you see, all of these things where you are telling somebody about your academy and what you want to do in life. You used to do that back when there was no technology. Right? Now you didn't have a choice. Now you have to get to know somebody's avoidance style, relationship style. Like
The attachment style before you can meet them.
stressed out. You need to be educated before you get to relationships nowadays. It's not the
Yeah.
truth about it. Like you have to be.
Was
You have
that
to
not a
not educated
requirement
as in,
before?
no, not educated as in like school, not going into
Oh,
school. Like educated as in like not only about yourself but also about people. And
oh yeah.
previously, I don't think human connection needed that. I think it's something where there is. I think there is a lot. I think the requirements back then is simpler than it is now. Not saying that the depth of the relationship is different. I think people have more liberty to work based
Ayo,
on what,
this is what I
yeah.
will say. Right. You're not wrong. I'm not trying to say that you're wrong.
Of
I
course,
think
I'm not wrong.
a
I think I'm wrong.
fundamental thing is this. People sometimes, okay, many people go for people that don't want them. So they're trying to get some, like, so that's why they are doing all this
No. You have to
dance and all
understand.
this to
This
get
is
someone
no.
that
You have to
if
understand. This
someone
is also
likes you,
technology's fault. If you're in a village, if you grew up in a village, there's an hierarchy of strength and important and importance. If you are the village, if you are village son, village chief son, you're getting the hottest girl in the village because
Yeah.
that's how it works. If you are
Facts.
the strongest, you're getting second
yes.
hottest person in village.
You know what?
Now,
Let's go with this. Let's go with this analogy. Yes.
okay,
Now, in quotes, in social media, you are the, for lack of a better word, village clown. Why are you going for the princess?
it does
On social,
because
of
let
course,
me
on
tell you
social media.
something.
Why?
Let me tell
Like,
you
you see,
something.
somebody,
First things
somebody
first,
comes out and says, these are my requirements to date, or
my
this
guy,
is my, and then you don't have all those things, and you are going
my
after
guy.
the person. What are you
Because
expecting?
somebody said online, when I didn't have nothing, I got her. When she was ugly, I got her. When I was ugly,
I
she got. So
remember.
somebody
Did you
goes on
was
the
that was the
podcast and she
post?
said, somebody goes on the podcast and said, my husband, when I first saw him, it wasn't my time. When I first saw my husband, he didn't have nothing. I lifted him up. Oh, so you saw that? You got inspired. In your village, there was no inspiration. You get what you get.
Because when you see things like, he chased me, or I chased her for 4, or I chased her for 5 years. Like, for me, the only thing that comes to
My
mind is
guy,
that this
you
person
can't
just
chase.
pitied you.
Sorry, Biola, I'm sorry. Biola, these days, you can't even chase anybody for 2 minutes. Jail, straight to jail. When they said no, it's no. Back then, when they said no, it's like try harder. I'm sorry, that's not wrong. But it is
No,
what it is.
but okay, guys. Are we
Brother,
answering the question, our original
I
question? I
don't.
know, like,
we're not answering our original question at all. We're talking about how terrible
Let's talk about
relationships are.
negativity.
And
Yeah,
just how
yeah. Because
Let's talk
technology,
about social
this
media.
episode should
this,
be how
because
technology has made relationships worse, period.
yes,
It
I think you
has,
know
and
what.
that's
Let's
the
just
truth.
now let's
Also,
carry on since that's our topic now.
also,
Carry on.
Inge, now you have dating apps where you can even swipe more. So now, even when you don't have a shop,
Oh,
you,
I've
you
been
have
saying I
a
don't
particular
like dating apps for this reason.
and by the way, you get money, right? So if you have a bit of money, you can pay for unlimited likes. So what is stopping you? Is it my fault if she matches with me? Like I just keep liking, Now you can even put your best foot forward. You don't have to talk about what really happened in your past
Best
relationship.
foot, you can
She
put
don't have
another
to talk
person's foot.
lie. You even lie about crumbs. Even better. You even filter out the nonsense that you don't like about your face and shape. You put it on there. And now when you
Yeah.
come in, so let us be realistic now. Relationships are the requirement and the bar now. It's way more difficult than back when there was. Imagine that village chief. Reminder, it's the village chief.
But
So it doesn't mean that he's the richest person in the village. So
Mm-hmm.
now, if not in a village where the village chief is no longer the richest person in the village, who gets the prettiest girl in the village?
the richest guy,
Anyway,
okay.
That's
it's
one, right?
a rhetorical
But
question.
wait,
We don't
I also
know.
want to say something. I also want to say something that, like, okay, let me ask you guys this, right? Personally, I feel like there's a social media world, right, and there's the real world, and a lot of people sometimes confuse social media as real, where
Yeah.
people are asking both male and female, having like crazy demands and crazy requests, and my wife must do this, and there's real life where like that doesn't happen, and then some people are taking social media expectations into real life, sure. But there are people who are not plugged in like that, and you get your things that way. So I don't know if I'm asking a question or making a statement, but
I get what
do you
you're
guys
saying.
concur with what I'm saying? That
I get
like
what you're
there's
asking.
real life. Let's go outside, touch grass, and just meet people, and you will see that it's not as crazy as
I am always
what you see on
outside
social
touching
media.
grass, so I don't know what's happening with all the other people.
I don't know why you're always outside touching grass. Go inside. It's cold. Nonsense. As I was saying,
Don't be a hater. I am not. Like, honestly, like, some things are nice to see on social media where you're like, oh, this is lovely. There are people, maybe they put their relationship out there, you're happy for them, like that's all well and good. But I think carrying that expectation of like, oh, because this person does this, you don't even know how they met, you don't know the dynamics of their relationship. You only get to see them in like what videos that are 60 seconds long. And based on that, you're like, yeah, this is exactly what I want. And you don't even know if you are that kind of person. That's the other thing.
yes,
The trend
it's
I've been seeing now on TikTok is if there's an interracial couple, if you go into the comments, you start seeing people post, where did you meet yours? I'm trying to meet a white person too.
Yeah, yeah,
Girl,
yeah.
there is no factory manufacturing white people and then
With the
telling them,
same
look,
beliefs
you don't know that
and
until
all
you
that.
try. By the way, just because you want something, it doesn't
Oh
mean you have the
God.
right person. You can want something
Oh
that is
my
not good for
God.
you. Let me tell you something. Don't like this. This is what I'm trying to say. Now there's a certain level of education you have to have if you want to date right in the 20th century, 21st century that we are living in, right? In this part, and that's why I want to answer what Biola questions is. Where there's a difference, while I do agree that there is a significant difference between reality and social media, I think the gap is closing. And it is because of the generation that is coming up. This generation lives on social media. Social media is a part of our world. It's not where we
it's
live.
their reality, in fact. Yeah.
It's their reality. So that is why
True,
the
true. Ah,
message
okay.
and the thing is becoming more consistent as you go backwards. Where now is you have to start a certain amount of money. Now, that doesn't mean that reality is still not different. It is. But if people's word keep like now, before it used to be reality diving into social media. Now it's social media taking a turn into reality.
Sort of
And the
diffuse it
more
into reality. Yeah.
exactly, and the more and the younger the generation is, the more they
The
take
more
online
the
is what they will
influence
exploit.
they're taking as
Because that's gonna be
like
their first that's gonna be their
what
first
in quotes
exposure.
their mentor is doing on social media, they believe that that's what you should
It doesn't
do
even there's
in
not
your
even
real
mentor.
They
life.
don't
It's not
need the
even mentor.
mentor. They
It's
themselves
not
are
even
the
mentor.
ones
They
influencing themselves.
themselves.
Yeah.
Because now it's their reality. It's not
Yeah.
about forget about mentors. That is now their life. It's a
Yeah.
thing of like your first experience of the girl you have a crush on is a girl you saw online. It's not the ones you saw in class.
Yeah, wait. That most of us. Okay, let me not say. For me, my first crush was on TV. I'm not so.
You see? No, and that is your
Well, how
generation.
many hours
That is
did you
your
have a day
generation.
to watch
No,
TV? I think that's
it
the
doesn't even
question.
matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay,
That's the
true,
generation.
true.
Now
I only
imagine
saw her once a
imagine a
week.
generation before him. Imagine a generation before him. Their first crush was not even on TV. So their first crush was in person. Who knows? Their first crush would have even been newspaper. So let's look at it.
Nah,
Somebody's
they
first
got
crush
posters and put
was
it in their room.
be patient.
So their
That
crush was
somebody's
with them every day.
for posters, you have to see something to post. So let me put for so let me paint you a picture.
Aya did not
Your
have posters, is what we've
generation,
just learned.
your dad, I didn't, and I'm grateful. Your dad's generation was like I saw her walk by my hut, my farm, and I was hooked. But thank God the village chief did not pick her first. So we go
That's the one.
from
Yeah.
that one, right? You go to newspaper, they show picture of pretty woman on newspaper, advertisement. She was holding cream or whatever she was holding. There, food, ramen, rice, it doesn't matter. She was holding something. And by the way, they did make makeup on her. But your village sister did not have makeup. So you're like, this one is even more attractive. My crush. You move on to saw girl for Michael Jackson video, music video. You saw crush. You go,
I feel like we are getting a timeline of Aya's crushes here.
not me. I'm just trying to tell you how people's like
Yeah.
That's a
like
bit
first
specific.
introduction to attractiveness has changed over the years, right? It's
Yeah.
just the reality of the situation. So by the time you now
Yeah.
get to this generation, right, their first because they live so much online, the first attractive person that they see like that's the filtered out image, the correct lighting, the bam bam bam, like the first thing they see is like, wow, that is the person I want. That is the image they
You
chase.
know what? Yeah, it's not even
that's
about
just the
this
sad
young.
reality.
It's not even about the younger generation, if we're being honest. Because I will remember, and I will never forget. This was such a dark time on the internet that even when I think about it, I feel like I just need a shakedown of some sort. When men were buying sex dolls and
You can't do
women were writing comments under the videos of the sex dolls, real life women saying, "Well, will the doll listen to your problems?" I'm like, what is going on with everybody? I felt like I was in a warped reality. Like, why am I
Didn't you
competing
see
with a doll?
Didn't you see the newspaper? Didn't you see the Times one? Was it the Times headline that says by the year 2024, is it 2024, 2025, the one where the woman was laying next to a robot? I think that was the one that really pissed that really sold the sex doll thing. Once they released that one, the men is like, sex doll all the way.
That was so creepy. That was
But I
just
think
so
the
sex
creepy.
topic
doll.
should be technology in relationships, because clearly, from my perspective, right, technology. And by the way, we learn, and I think they should also talk about the positives. I think people have learned. If you are open to it, you can learn a lot about relationships from technology. That's
I
like,
don't. I actually don't. I think you can overlearn.
I agree.
I have
I agree.
issues.
I used to save those
I
videos.
feel
I
like a
skipped
lot
them
of
down.
it. I think a lot of it is now seeping into everyday language. Like think about the words like "I was traumatized" that people now use very flippantly. So it could be something very simple that happened, but then people are like, "Oh, it was such a big trauma," and it becomes a big deal. Psychology speak has sort of infused everyone's way of communicating. So I
Yes, I
find that
agree
to
with
be
that.
problematic because people are
All the
learning
people you have dated, all of them are psychos or they
narcissists.
are
Like
narcissists.
people don't. There's no longer like a compartmentalization of this is what this really means. Everything is becoming colloquial, and that's a
I
True,
problem.
agree.
true,
So
true.
I
people
agree
are
with
like
you.
someone, for
They
example,
are
I could be saying
over.
something random to
Yeah, I
somebody,
agree with
and
you
they're
on
like,
that
"Oh, are
one.
you gaslighting me?" I'm like, "No, I'm not gaslighting you. I'm telling you that what you said to me is not what happened." Like it's not gaslighting. Like let's all be honest with ourselves. Someone can be deliberately dishonest and still try to
Using,
play the
yeah,
victim using psychology speak because they've
yeah,
learned
Yes.
true.
so much about it. Someone can even look at you now and be like, "Yeah, he and I had a good vibe, but he was an anxious attacher." How do you know? You're just making things
Yes.
up. Like I'm
Everybody's a
simple.
therapist. Everybody's a
Yeah,
therapist
no,
now.
no, no.
So it's
Yeah, yeah,
disturbing
yeah.
for me. So I don't think it's helping. Actually, I think it's making
There's
relationships worse.
overstimulation. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
I
It's overstimulating
Yes.
people.
I agree. I agree
Yeah, I
with you.
agree
I
with
agree
you on
with you.
that. That one
I
totally.
think there's a threshold where it can be helpful, But the truth is, when everybody now comes out and and everybody's a therapist and tells you what is wrong with your
And I
relationship,
think
what's the
this is the
problem?
bad part of like algorithms is that like once you start going in one way, it just keeps showing you
The same
those same
thing.
things, and
Exactly.
then just go. People just
Oh,
keep
I
going
have a story
deeper
about that. I have a
in
story about that.
yeah. And
TikTok is really pissing me off because it makes me feel like a bad human being. So there's this thing on TikTok now where people will make videos and be like, you have to watch it fully so that they can get money for their health issues. Listen.
okay,
You guys have not
it's
been on
not
that
that.
side of
Look,
TikTok.
No.
you know what? You know
Every
what?
other
It
video.
speaks more about you. But continue.
What does it? I am a nice person, and I will stay and watch the video. The problem now is that every other video is about my health, and now I can't skip. So what I do is that I stay for the 1 minute. I leave my phone there for 1 minute. I have to like and comment,
What?
even copy link, and now after a while, I don't
And
even go on TikTok
people are
anymore.
using, some people are using that to
I
scam
can't.
other people, if we're being
Yes,
honest. Like, it's,
I
some of it is
agree.
a scam. Like,
I know it's a scam. But then imagine somebody showing you a video of a sick child, or even you being sick, or even my
oh
dad being sick.
no, oh
So you have
no,
to,
this is
and
just getting worse.
I'll be standing there, and I'll be like, if I skip, I am an audible man, but I need my
No,
algorithm to
I
change.
skip.
I
I
can't
skip.
like,
You know,
how many
right
You
from the
know
videos
time
what?
can
when
I
people
copy
used
in a
to
day?
post on Facebook saying, like this comment if you love Jesus, I didn't like anything because I don't need
Me,
to come and like your
if you
comment.
start a video, or inside the video you say, if you leave this, I'm leaving. Like I have done it. Oh yeah.
They don't say that
What do you wanna
anymore.
do?
They don't say that anymore. They have a new strategy. They don't make you feel bad.
I am
Yes,
sounding
they
like
show
a
you this.
victim.
I am.
I am sounds like
Guys,
a helpless victim of
guys,
TikTok.
it is so bad. I'm even
But
using this so that
okay,
much.
so
It is so bad.
so I think
No, Bella, let me finish my story. It's deep, okay? I am in pain. I need my algorithm to change, okay? Let me tell you something. These are the stats. They're like, please don't leave. You don't have to put any money or nothing. You just have to watch for this. I have joined the TikTok. What was what they call it? TikTok fund. No, content. No, there's the word for it. Somebody knows the
We
word.
don't know.
What?
And if this pops up on
tell
my
me I don't
algorithm, I'm
know.
deleting
Yeah,
this shit
alone
out of
on
it.
me, I don't know.
No. So creator fund.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
creator fund. Where so now like you have to watch the video for. Before I used to get the ones where you will be close to 1 million likes or 1 million likes. Now I even get the one with 10K likes. That is how deep I have got. My algorithm has gone. So like you know how bad it is.
Oh my
It is so
God.
sad.
That's a lot of
Don't
brainwashing.
worry. You will be in my prayers. You need it. You
But
clearly need it.
I will just leave my phone there. I don't even listen. I put it on lowest volume because I feel like if I put it on
Me.
mute, TikTok even knows.
Yeah.
So I put it on lowest volume.
Sorry, Ayo. This is
And I'm so
you're on
sad.
the couch now, and I
I
don't
want to
think
get off
you
the couch
telling
as a
us.
therapist.
I don't know if you telling us is helping, but
I don't think it's happening. Honestly, I'm gonna be skipping, and I'm so
you've let
sorry
it
for
out.
it. I'm gonna
You've
be
let it
skipping.
out.
I'm gonna be skipping.
So
I just wanted to let you know so that
you
I
know
feel like if I
what?
let people
You know
know,
what? We've
I'm not
clearly
a bad
helped you
person.
because before
I
you
don't
did
think I'm
not
not a
decide
bad
to
person.
skip. Now you decided to skip.
Yeah,
You know what?
I'm gonna skip.
I will
You're
send you
right.
my invoice. You pay me. We've helped you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We
I
have
can
same,
helped you.
skip.
same.
We have helped you.
I feel like I can still be a good person if I skip. Because that's the biggest thing is like,
Yes.
imagine,
Why would you be feeling bad about social media? What the hell is going on? Like, what kind
you
of
don't
reality are
understand.
we
So
in?
what
No,
to
you
get,
don't
Yenny?
understand. You never watch a video. You should not watch a video of the little kid. Of the little
Which
kid. The
little
one
kids? I hear some of those videos
is
are
the
AI
babies.
generated.
It's the babies. You will see the one with the babies. You will see them with their medical equipment next day. You'll be like, hey, you feel like the worst person in the world when you skip. Honestly, it's a thing.
It's okay. It's all right.
Anyway, we clearly did not stay
Technology.
on topic as technology helps
I
relationships.
no.
No,
That's what
you
we're
cannot
talking.
lie
That's
to
what
this. No,
as it
it's a
help
no.
really. I think
No,
it like it's what you decide to use out of it. You as a
that's a
person,
lie. It's
right?
a no. As a general, it's a no.
Ah,
Whoever finds a successful relationship on Hinge, you are lucky. You are
Do you know
lucky.
why this is
Like the lucky
revolutionary?
exception.
Do you know
The
why
rest
this is
of us, how many people
revolutionary?
fail? How many
We
people
did
fail?
an
I have failed.
we
I am
did
one of
an
the people that
episode
failed.
where we're talking about
Sorry.
dating apps, and Ayo was talking about how amazing dating apps are. The
one year
turnaround
later,
1 year
you lost
No,
later,
1 year.
Oh, by
1 year
the way,
later, Ayo is
by
like,
the way,
no.
by the way, I still think. By the way, ne, I have found my ex couple of girlfriends have been from social online
I think
dating,
calling them
and they are
exes
great
already
people.
tells us that social media
And they
didn't
are
work
great
out.
people. No. It could just be me, but they're great people. Like as human beings, they're great people. As and
Demi, you know what? Our bill
good.
just increased.
The
We are
relationship were
helping
good.
him.
However, let me say this. I'm saying as a whole, like when you put it as a whole and you put it together as a whole, in terms of like what do we actually gain from these relationships as a whole? Like what social media has done in as a whole to the general public, has it been worth it? My answer is no. That is why I was trying to argue. It's like
Yeah.
for every person that gained a successful relationship on social media, there's a billion more. That and the thing is, it erodes. It's not like it wasn't like it was just one bad thing that happened and you're like, okay, I can, like when you're also
But
it
guys, so
erodes your
I want to ask
social.
a question. I want to ask a
Sure,
question.
sure.
I think,
Just
are we
ask.
saying that before, in quote, social media and all, there were not like bad relationships? It's just that they were not just out there. Personally, I feel they were
So,
bad, but they're just not out there.
yeah.
Now it's even fashionable to put it out there,
Yep.
either for
I
your
Let me
agree.
sympathy or whatever.
let
But
me let,
it's not.
let
I
I
me
don't
agree.
think. I just think it has. It's just. It's not like it's made. It wasn't there before, and then social media just made bad people just date badly. No, I think it's just exposed it more. We can just find out about it more.
let
Personally,
me say this now. I disagree. I agree that there were bad relationships before. There's always going to be bad relationships is human beings. Like even if there are bad people that are bad, there are good people that are bad together. It's just a whole thing. But I think what social media has done is it has taken that bad relation. Let's say there is average 50 bad relationships out of 100. Social media has done it as taking that. First things first, ne? If your relationship is bad, it is bad to you before social media. So you're not even faking it before. Because like the only people that are affected was your close relative that you have to fake going to dinner with before you get divorced. Now, even the bad ones are influencing the good ones. Does that make sense? It's a thing of like if there were previously 50 bad relationships out of 100, now because of social media, I believe the scale has shifted to 75 bad relationships out of 100. That is what I'm
Oh,
trying
in
to
terms
get at.
of like the person's awareness, like a person's awareness of.
Exactly.
Oh, so like
Exactly.
people
It's
are
a
more
thing
aware
of
of like bad relationships than they are of good ones,
no,
is
no,
what
no,
I'm
no. I
hearing.
think
that's not
I
what he's
think no,
saying.
no.
That's not what I
I
is.
think I
That
think
that
if
one
they
I
were
agree with, but that's not what Ayo is saying.
no. I'm saying that they are generally the social media has become a breeding ground for even worse relationships. In terms of like, in terms of like, first things first, right? If they were bad relationships, they will always be bad relationships because as human beings we are involved. There's emotions involved. Some people can't control their like there's no compatibility test when you pick your relationship. For most people, is I find this person attractive and we connect. So let's just do this. You know my point, right? My thing is before there were 50 bad relationships, there were 50 good relationships out of 100. Perfect. Half. Before. That's not the original. That's probably not the scale. We were going by if they were out of
Yeah, yeah,
100
yeah.
people. You get my point? Now, social media has worsened that rate in my opinion. Because of first imagine all of the things that we've discussed today. You know one thing I've come to realize now? When there are options, people tend to pick wrong options when they're like if there were two options, right? And this I learned from matchmaking, from people that does actual matchmaking. They will give you only two options in front of you. Because when they give you more than two options, people tend to make wrong choices. And not even only make wrong choices, they tend to believe, okay, they tend to when you have a first date type of situation with your matchmaker, they set you up on the first date. Because the first date doesn't, people are looking for unrealistic expectations and they will now be placing their hopes on the other possible dates instead of focusing on the ones where
No, I
if you only
get
have
you.
two options, you start you
Oversaturation of
get focused.
options,
Yeah,
especially in
that
The
relationships,
oversaturation of options, the oversaturation of
usually
knowledge of like you guys mentioned,
because you keep
there's so
thinking
many
like even this pop the balloon things or maybe blind dates where they're like, I like this guy, but I may get better. that better you don't even know, but you just because you feel
That's why I
because there
don't
are
like
others.
dating apps. But that's why I don't like dating apps. And that's what I meant when I said it in that episode we did, I think a year ago, that when you have dating apps, you can see someone that looks okay and you're like, I should swipe right. But you're like, no. Like your brain's just wired that way because you're like, if I keep looking, I'll probably see someone who looks better. And obviously, you're not committed to the thing when you do meet the person. Like obviously there are outliers here, but when you meet the person, chances of you being really committed to say, "Oh, I want to get to know this person," are a bit slim. Except they wow you the moment you meet them. If
Yeah,
they don't wow you,
yeah,
your mind will always
yeah,
be there. Like I can just go back on my phone. You can even go on your phone
yeah,
while you're on the date and
yeah.
start swiping. Like literally. So like what's the point? I hated dating apps so much and I was very clear that I wasn't going to use it. And yeah, I'm glad I didn't because it's just hellish.
It's
Anyway,
okay
we
if you
need to
found your
wrap up.
person. Stop bragging. It's like I didn't have to use it and I found my person. You get it? Oh, not
I
everybody's
did
like
not
you.
want to use it. Not
Not
that I
everybody's
even
like
have
you.
to. I did not want
Not
to.
everybody's like you. It's okay. You
Ayo,
get it.
Ayo, it's Ayo. Somebody having their own doesn't stop you from getting. It's okay.
I'm not saying no.
This is the last. No, wait. No, 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 no. This is the
She's
last
like,
part of the
it's what she
therapy.
was saying
Just
is
listen.
no, no, no,
This is
no.
the
It's
last
what she
part
was
of the
saying.
therapy.
It's almost like
We have
it's
helped
almost like
you.
she
We
never
have
went.
helped you 2
It's
ways.
almost like she
This
never
is the
went there.
last
The way
one. The
she said
third
it.
one.
It's
This
almost
is the
like she
third
never
one.
went there. Bella is the thing that pisses like she almost like she never went there. It's like she didn't do it when she was sad.
One
It's like,
year,
oh no, I
one
am so
year,
I knew,
one
I
year
knew for
later,
me.
indeed.
She's like, I
One
knew
year
for
later,
me. That
Ayo
person was
is
never going to
against
be able to
dating
see for me.
apps, is what I am
For
getting
me,
out of this.
for me, I knew that my Prince Charming, I was just going to walk into him on the street and I was going to know
No,
he was
no,
going to be
actually, I was like, I'd rather just plate grass or count sand than be on a dating app. That was where I
there. You
was.
get it.
I had nothing to
Congratulations.
do with I was going to meet anybody. I was like, I would rather
How did
be
you
on the
meet your
beach
person?
counting grains of sand.
Hey, it's
How did you
okay.
meet your person?
Let's end the episode. Why are
Let
you
us end
asking?
the episode
Why are you?
here.
Maybe we
Thank
can
you.
maybe if they met by counting blades of grass, maybe I should go count blades of grass too. You never know.
Ayo, I
Nonsense.
thought you're not ready to date anybody.
I'm not. I was just talking for future reference. You must collect data now. You must collect data to use for later.
Anyway, you guys, this
Anyways,
has been awesome. And yeah, thank you for
thank you so much
joining.
for joining us. Let us know
Is
if technology has made your
like,
dating life easier.
subscribe.
If you have a
Yes.
success,
Did
let us know.
has technology helped your relationships? Yes, I feel like it has
Actually,
in one way because international calls were crazy before. Now WhatsApp calls are, you can call your person even if they're far away. It helps.
That's true.
Communication is good.
That's true.
there's
But
something about communication. Now some people will like, if you don't text me, the whole day is over. No.
No, that's true.
Anyway,
Well, like everything in
see,
life, it is a
life
mixed
is
bag.
balance. Balance.
Exactly. It's
Find
both
balance.
good and evil.
Balance.
Yeah.
Balance.
Yeah.